Hey, welcome to TopShelfTech. I'm Jeremy Nees, and today I'm going to give a quick update on Eon IO. So you might recall I did a video about a year ago when they just launched out of stealth and coined the term cloud backup posture management. So what have Eon been up to since then? They've been pretty busy, and I'm going to cover two pieces very quickly. Firstly, the 5 days summer of shipping and a couple of additional features, and then dive into a little bit deeper the live delay. So the summer of shipping, 5 days, 5 releases, and the key outtakes rather than touching on each of the individual features here is that you've seen Eon build more into the platform services space with specific backup functions, capability, and support. And often this is going into the areas that maybe developers have had to previously protect with scripts. The other piece I'll just focus on quickly will be the EC2 Instant Restore. Quietly under the surface of this, Eon's built a lightweight hypervisor that allows them to do read interception of files, so you can restore it in EC2 instance virtually instantly, and then it will do read interception and pull back data as and when required, while it quietly rehydrates in the background as well. So we'd expect them to use this hypervisor, leverage this into other functions in the future. So I would expect to see similar releases coming out with different platforms in the not too distant future. But apart from the summer of shipping, one of the bigger releases that Eon just announced was M365 backup. And with Eon providing M365 backup, this of course brings in the classic Eon functionality that you're seeing there around your ability to query your backup data through things like the Eon MCP layer, and to do ransomware protection style restores, where it will allow you to go back in a granular fashion to the last known copy. The sort of significance of this, and actually what they quietly released a month ago, which was support for Google Workspace, is you've now seen Eon go up into the SaaS layer as well, and we would expect that to probably broaden as well over time. Obviously, it started out providing protection around cloud-based IaaS, and increasingly we're seeing support for more and more platform services and for SaaS products as well now. Now, that's just backup, and while I think it did a great job making backup a whole lot easier, where a lot of the value comes in with Eon is actually what happens with that data. So behind the scenes, Eon's turning this backup data into a cloud-based data lake, storing it on the Eon storage tier, which is where you can actually dictate what cloud platform it goes to, and then making that backup data available through a number of public interfaces, including MCP, Iceberg, S3, and the Eon API. What this does is this means that your data and analytics team, they have access to the data in fashions that is common to them, allowing them to put this data that is otherwise at rest and not doing too much useful, put that to use for other business reasons. Delving a bit deeper into this, how does this actually function? Behind the scenes, Eon's doing automatic data type conversions and schema inference. So basically putting this data into formats that is queryable in a useful fashion. We've covered off a little bit there around the flexibility of the storage. You can determine where this data gets stored in terms of what cloud platform. And finally, the method in which they're doing this means that you're not replacing your existing data analytics and AI layers, but rather you're making your backup data and sources available into your existing data catalogs. So if you're a Databricks user today, as an example, this means you can start to pull your backup data that Eon has captured into a data catalog, which has all the governance and security applied to it, and curate that into a source that can then be used by your BI teams or for other functions within your business. So that's pretty cool in terms of taking that data and making it really useful again without having to necessarily build out data pipelines as you usually would. Now, the thing we always hear is I've got no budget, or I've just done my budgeting round, so I don't have any budget till the next year. So this sounds really interesting, but it will have to wait. With Eon, not only do they give you some great visibility into where your backup data is actually being stored and what it's costing you, they also claim that your backup will pay for itself. How do they do this? If you read the blurb there, Eon enables enough saving on storage costs to offset the backup entirely, making it effectively free, which when you're comparing this to cloud native backups, firstly, you're getting a significantly more granular level of data protection and recovery, queryability, search capability. But beyond that, as we just covered, that data is now useful for your data teams, your AI teams, to be using and querying in different ways. And we've seen this before with copy data technology, where development teams, as an example, want to have live updates of production data that they can query against, but they don't want to be hitting the production systems. So Eon actually presents a whole lot of value, cost neutral, which makes it pretty compelling to have a look at, even when you don't have any budget this year. So thanks a lot for joining us. Like I said, this was just a quick update today. I'm pretty excited about what the Eon team is doing. I think that's pretty cool how they're releasing very quickly new functionality, but starting to make your backup data really useful. So thanks a lot for watching, and until next time, we'll catch you later.